And thank you, Bob, very good time to be thankful, to show your gratitude to those you love, and even to those you don't know or don't love. And that was a beautiful, I want to call it a soliloquy, Bob. It was a beautiful statement, and we receive it, and I know Sue receives it, and we thank you. And as the one who started the big call, I'm pleased that we could offer both what Sue has brought for the last 5 years and what you have brought for over 5 years to our audience. And I have to say, I couldn't have done it without either one of you. And so I really appreciate both of your input, both of your dedication to this beautiful audience of the Big Call. I want everybody to know, Bob, that the phone number so that they can call, this could very well be the last time they hear it from me. So I would encourage everybody to write it down and put it in your phone. And the number is 727-443-2500. 727-443-2500. And that number's good, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So it's going to be good tomorrow. And tomorrow will probably be a busy day, Bob, I would think. Those specials that Bob was talking about, the extra 10%, the products that are on sale, the combo packs, everything, getting free shipping, you can check out on the website. And you go to the website by going to BigCallUniverse.com. And then when you land on the home page, you click on the banner that says Boomers. Click on that, and it'll take you right into Bob's website. And you can look all around, header, footer. You can get on the YouTube channel, see some videos that have been made to learn about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Get into that. Learn a lot. He's got a lot of cool free stuff that you can check out. So this is a great time. This is a great time. And even though we're coming into the holidays with Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Festivus, all of that, even though we're coming into that, this is still a good time to be nutritionally aware. And being aware of what you're putting in your body, and being aware that, to just kind of minimize the sugar and the desserts and all that, which you can do, and just enjoy as much as you can the fellowship of your family and friends, if in fact you're getting together for a Thanksgiving dinner. But even if you're not getting together for Thanksgiving, it's still a great opportunity to be thankful, to thank God, to thank our president for everything that he's done so far. And I'm going to say so far. So, Bob, is there anything else that you would want to bring to us tonight before we go to Intel?
Nope, that's about it, Bruce, and your time act is 10:05.
Okay. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that very much.
You're welcome.
This is a really interesting time. We've had periods where it has been quiet. It has been, slight to no intel sometimes. On a daily basis, it's been light. That was the case until later this afternoon for me. We've got people that have been on non-disclosure agreements. We had one contact that was put on a non-disclosure today, was not able to really share because of that very much, if anything. And then one of our bank contacts that we hadn't heard from in several months got in touch, and we were able to learn a little bit more. So I'll try to share with you the information as I see it, based on the fact that things are quiet. Now, if we look at the redemption centers, we know that in at least some cases, they are going to be receiving a new schedule for us, meaning Tier 4B, the Internet group, to be used for the redemption center staff. They are going to be receiving that before the close of business tomorrow. And I'm going to determine close of business being 5 o'clock Eastern. So that's a good thing, to have a schedule, meaning the schedule of the days that we will start and do our exchanges at the redemption centers and also at Tier 1 and Tier 2 banks. For some people, especially if you're guided that direction, when you call in to set your appointment. You could be, if you're not a ZIM holder, you may be guided to a Tier 1 bank. Very possible based on your currency. Now, I've told you we're going to get 2 toll-free numbers. We'll assume that they start with 800, but they're toll-free numbers. And one is going to be, as I mentioned on Tuesday's call, for those that have only other currencies other than ZIM. Those that have ZIM bonds, as we refer to them as bonds, that's what they are, ZIM bonds and other currencies would use another number. Or if you only have ZIM bonds, let's say you're gifted ZIM and you never bought any other currency, but you do have some ZIM, you would use the ZIM phone number. And it'll be very clear as to which one is the one you're to use as we put these on our website when I get them. And also, we're going to send out an email to our listeners from the BigCall that have registered on BigCallUniverse.com. That is the way that we know that we can get in touch with you by email after this goes, and after, so that we can let you know what we're doing with our projects, and if we do any podcasts of any kind, and we can put it together and give you a link. We'll send it out on the email list as a link that you can listen to us after the blessing arrives. Okay? So, we know when the schedules are going to be completed. That means the design of the schedules. Tomorrow, close of business, East Coast time. So, what else do we know? We know that we are in a very slow rollout. It would seem very slow to us. Very slow rollout of this RV. But it has started. It started last week. And what it amounts to now is the people that are in Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 are referred to as Level 1 by some overseas bankers. And those 3 tiers, as we know them, Tiers 1, 2, and 3, have liquidity and now have access to funds, and our understanding is that they are able to use those funds and move around and have access to them. Now, that leaves pretty much the core group and what we call Tier 4A, which are the are the Admirals groups, and 4B which is what we do refer to as the Internet Group. That's us. And there's also a Tier 5, which we refer to as John Q. Public. Okay, or Joe Public. All right, so where do we stand in the timeline? It would appear that bondholders have not yet had access to their funds. They know how much they are going to receive, and they know and can possibly see that in their accounts already, but they were not paid out. In other words, let's not use that term. They did not have access to those bond funds to which they are allocated. They did not get access to them today. Okay? Does that mean tomorrow, Friday, could be the day that bondholders gain access to their accounts and that liquidity? Could be. I would think it's quite possible. We also know that the global collateral accounts are about to be paid, which in at least one or more circumstances will take what we've known all along as the USD, our United States fiat dollar, and convert that in a conversion process, digitally converted, into USN. Okay? And that should be done at the time that those global collateral accounts are released downstream. So that puts it in a situation where the groups would be next after the bondholders get access to their funds. The groups, and you know I talk about these groups in terms of the groups out west. You all know what I'm referring to. Those groups would be paid where the upper paymasters have already or are about to pay downstream to the lower paymasters, who will get the instruction to pay down or downstream funds to those individual group participants, including the core and including Tier 4A. I would look for that activity that I just outlined to happen between sometime tomorrow and the weekend. I would look for it to happen then. And I have been given reason to believe that we would have a wonderful and maybe a most beautiful Thanksgiving. And that, I'm told, is because we are to get started with Tier 4B, the Internet Group, early next week. And you say, well, how can they possibly do that? Because Thanksgiving is, I know, Thanksgiving's a week away. And where we thought that we would be complete by Thanksgiving, meaning by Wednesday night and not the day before, I don't believe that's possible now. I believe we will circumvent Thanksgiving, possibly doing some limited exchanges on next Thursday, possibly, or they'll keep it closed, redemption centers closed, holiday time, and we just go around it and continue beyond Thursday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, etc. Okay? Now, I have reason to believe that that is the final plan for us in receiving the emails that are coming from the secured servers of Wells Fargo and the toll-free numbers that I'm supposed to get to give to people that don't get the emails. And we will just literally be doing that hand in hand early and I mean possibly very early next week. So, I'm excited. That's a rough idea of the timeline. I believe we will go around Thanksgiving at this point. We could do something, but right now, I think we'll get started beforehand, and I think we'll go and continue after Thanksgiving and go beyond to whatever time is needed. Usually 8 to 10 days of redemption for ZIM holders and exchange of our currencies. Now, at some point, and again, because this was changed and moved again, we don't know when John Q. Public Tier 5 would start. It's hard to say right now when that would be. I don't believe there would be enough time to start on the 1st or 2nd of December, but it might it could be the 5th of December, for example, for the public at large to start. It's hard to say. We just know that the rates that the exchange centers and redemption centers are going to have on the front screen will probably change from what we get, and the back screen rates would go away. So that's why even if you have gifted currency to someone, you need to make sure they get the toll-free number so that they can go in, even though they're not prepared. Most of them are not prepared. If they've been gifted, they don't know. They're not necessarily listening to the BigCall. They really haven't had the tutelage. But you're going to have to bring them up to speed if you've gifted somebody. Try to catch them up over the weekend and make that your goal to bring them in. Bring them into the fold. So, what I'm going to suggest is that anyone that does need some help with their presentation to complete that,